Hey, you don't get any bigger than that.
And I just put my drink down.
Milan, darling, Milan.
Say poodle, y'all think run this. Miss she, her black. Designer say Gucci, Prada print. DOE, I'm a condo rich. Big Dolce, Diva, Donda, Dundada, Tokyo, Honda drip. Poppin' Dolce season, new persona, new pushback, but I'm still gon' get that. Labels quaking, they mistaken. I'm that wrist stay frozen, cue. Let's go, I'ma get. Unfazed, unbothered, with a boo, why bother? I'm that, you ain't no. I'ma get money type of, if you ain't getting money, don't type me. Crocodile Birkin might bite him. Can't hang with her if I don't like them. These, I come through and it be crickets. I come through and moves be switching. I'm the problem, I'm the villain. I don't see these rich shields throwing dirt on my name and he gon' hit still. Know who to play with.
Today, from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. And the Atlanta Falcons taking on Russell Wilson and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason has all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
So the Falcons make their way out behind their new quarterback for 2024, signed back in March, the veteran Kirk Cousins.
And coming off of an offseason where Kirk Cousins was coming back from an Achilles injury, he thought that was going to be his biggest challenge. Instead, the Falcons drafted Michael Penix out of Washington in the first round. And while that was a jolt, Kirk Cousins has a great ability to just shake things off, move forward, and let his talents come through.
First carry of the game now for the Texas superstar, Bijan Robinson. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. Again, it's Robinson. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Robinson will try to pick it up. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
They'll run for it with Robinson, and he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. They'll try to throw now. Cousins dumps this one off to Algier. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down. Play action now. Cousins. He's got this to Algier. That's good for a first down. His 2nd catch of the opening drive. Cousins now from the 50. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Cousins again.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 31-yard line. From the gun, here's Cousins.
Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
Boy, fingers crossed here. First quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside.
Cousins now on 2nd down. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal.
Again, it's Cousins. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
2nd down and a run by Robinson.
A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. Working out of the gun, Cousins. That's caught at the 3. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
And we'll see Younghoe Koo now for the Falcons.
From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So the new-look Steelers offense headed out for their first drive, led by a man in his 13th NFL season now. First as a Steeler, Russell Wilson.
After a tough couple of years in Denver, Wilson finally gets his fresh start, and he's certainly hoping to make the most of it. Truthfully, though, it's been tough sledding ever since being traded from Seattle a few years back, but he still has the talent and tools to make this next chapter a positive one.
First carry for Najee Harris.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. He'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now here's another carry for Harris.
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And Harris is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop him short. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Back deep, Ray McLeod. That's taken on the 25. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it will be Falcon football. So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Robinson. He'll get this to about the 38.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Harris running straight ahead. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. Here's Wilson. That's complete right around the 8. And the stiff arm proved fruitful for a second, but the daylight quickly snuffed out. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Harris. Going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now Wilson. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Pat Freiermuth from 3 yards out. And the Steelers have answered that early field goal to take a 1st quarter lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this 1st quarter. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. After the interception, here's Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
That's caught left side, the tight end Pitts. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. On 1st and 10, Cousins
Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. Cousins now. And that will be incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Cousins to throw for it on fourth. And the third interception thrown by Cousins. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Now a first down carry for Harris. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They hand this off to Harris, and he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Throwing is Wilson. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now it's Wilson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. From the shotgun, Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Watkins. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Russell Wilson. A 10-yard touchdown run. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that pushes the lead up to 11. That time a 9-play drive. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. Now Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Harris. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. Boswell's kick is good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and run for it. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On play action, Cousins.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. Here's Cousins. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Extra point now by Boswell. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. First down. Here's Cousins.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
Now Cousins. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing, Cousins. And that is incomplete. So 4th down coming up. What do you expect?
They've gone for it time after time. They haven't punted yet. I don't know what's right anymore.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Wilson. Setting up the screen, Harris. Given 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Wilson. And smartly going into the slide there. Wilson has enough for the 1st. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. This is intercepted. And the Falcons are going to get the football back at their own 17. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Cousins. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. 2nd down, Cousins. That's going to be caught by Pitts. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Flushed out right. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
I need it. Cat. Okay, it's me and my kinfolk. Cat, that is my MO. 925, my area code. Don't give a what you been. Shared AG, put her friend. They want a lot, not a little. I get something. Give me something. What you gonna do for that end zone? I'm in the end zone, rocking that Kenzo. My and Kindle. Beneath though, going triple pat. I need a pack and a half.
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with.
I'm bringing that bag. I got it. I'm backing. I'm on. I get till I can't even. Sorry, mama, yeah, nut. It was me and bro, buck on the plate. Best believe we had 50 cent cake. I let the Audemars hang from my belt, so she know we ain't got no time to waste. And I let Audemars crunch the numbers. I gotta make sure that my money straight. She wanna make sure that my money real. Kissing another. Back in the day, I ain't had no whip. I just pulled up in a tank. I'ma pull up just to stun. Can't all in your brain. I'm going Batman.
Use the options on the left to edit league settings and choose what role you want to run the show as, a coach or an owner.
I'm on a Sony lot, eating a lot of chips, stacking a lot of guap. If I get it at the pop, my mom get a coupe, my mom get a lot of rocks. I ain't got it to mouth, let that in the past. My foot on the gas, the flow elevator, we face them and brad. You want deposit the memo of cash. Red like yellow, like green, like gold. The events, I take the bank home. I won't keep quiet, I'm in it. Yeah, my best friend called, want me alone. Now my just be your home. And I blah, 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 blah. I'm a businessman, so I give her a loan now. 3 pumps in the chain from the Homer. Her Bucky a goner. Get Bucky a goner. What you gonna do? 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 Stunt. I steam. Broski, yummy. I just touched down in LA, the Spanish, my favorite. This that G. I keep it playing, so I put it on.
Today, it's Madden NFL football. It's week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
Now from the home of the Dog Pound, EA Sports welcomes you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, there's nothing quite like it. That feeling of beginning another NFL season. And these two squads are going to do just that in a moment.
And what makes it so exciting is the range of possibilities these teams have before them, because we could be seeing one of these teams earn the Lombardi Trophy in February, while the other, they could earn the #1 draft pick in April, or anything in between. And we've got the best seat in the house every step of the way.
So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They will be led out by their dual-threat quarterback, the veteran from Clemson. It's Deshaun Watson.
And after 2 consecutive seasons where he played just 12 games combined, they're hoping that this is a year where Watson finally shows that he was worthy of that massive contract they received back in 2022. Not that long ago, we were talking about him as one of the top quarterbacks in the league. And if he gets back on track, this team can make some serious noise as the year unfolds.
Now Chubb on first down, able to work his way forward for about 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
2nd and 5. And again, it's Chubb. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Well, so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now it's Watson. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he is across midfield from one 49 to the other 49, a gain of just 2.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Shakes off the sack, escaping the pressure right. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And Kevin Stefanski going to take a chance going for it on 4th. They'll try and run for it. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hole.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys, because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th. On 4th down, Watson eluding the pressure right. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. And the Cowboys making their way out behind the NFL's leader in touchdown passes for 2023. In his 9th season now, Dak Prescott.
And he's coming off one of the best seasons of his career, where he finished as a runner-up in the MVP chase after throwing for over 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, and less than 10 interceptions for the first time in a few years.
His first throw of the season is intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Well, short of them returning it for a pick 6, that was about the worst start you could ask for in this one, because your advantage of getting the ball first is gone, and they're set up a short distance from your end zone. Now you're counting on your defense to prevent a touchdown, and your offense, you better be ready to come out swinging on the next series.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Watson. Able to avoid him. It'll be a gain of 5. And 3rd and 8 now.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space, because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash, this from 37. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick,
Look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Aubrey good with a PAT. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. From his end zone, here comes Jerome Ford. And he returns this to the 22. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 49 yards for him on the ground in this first quarter. He has been tremendous to start the new year. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Watson off play action. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the... Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. Now for the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson out to his left. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Watson on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Ford. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. 2nd down and 3. Watson. And this will be incomplete. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Watson now to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Faking the give. Now Watson. Flush to his right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. To throw is Watson. Flushed out right. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, a 14-3 ball game. The Browns on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. 75 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in midseason form here in the opener. From the red zone now, Watson sliding out of the pocket. That's complete to the tight end, Akins. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that's going to bring up second down. They go up the middle with Chubb, and here he'll get it down to the 7. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal. A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's first and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on second and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Browns have got it back to within a score. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on third down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And he goes out right around the 39. They'll come up 2nd and 7. On the option, here's Elliott. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Third down and 1. Prescott to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Here's Prescott. A short one there taken in by Ferguson. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Prescott now.
That is wide open.
They're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 20-yard line. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion. From the red zone now, Prescott. He finds his man, complete. That's Ferguson. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that will bring up 2nd down. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Jordan Hicks with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. And his kick here is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the 1st half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Watson's throw here into the hands of Moore. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Now a 1st down throw, Watson. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 38-yard line. They give the Chubb out of the gun. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. From the 29, here's 2nd and a yard. Back to throw, Watson. He's got the connection to Moore. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. On 1st down, it's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Watson. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They'll try the draw now with Chubb. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the 1st of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The offense is going to stay out there. They've converted twice, failed once so far on 4th down. Let's see what's in store here. Running for it. Here's Chubb. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's first and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky fourth down call. Looking to throw. Watson. Flush to his right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Deshaun Watson taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Browns are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Defensively by now, you know his ability. You know he has it in him to take off and run.
Yeah, because they knew coming into this game, but we've already seen examples in this contest that he can run the football.
I think they're going to examine different ways to rush him now. Are they going to do it with different lanes? Are they going to use a spy? But they have to come up with options because right now, he's hurting them.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Prescott going right back to Ferguson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First down, Prescott. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ferguson. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Now 2nd and 5. Prescott now from the 50. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That one down the field for Ferguson. That's caught at the 25. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Patrick Mahomes, 2 touchdown passes as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. From there, we'll jet east to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at the Link. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love with 3 touchdown passes in the Week 1 victory. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson, a touchdown pass in the victory. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Looking to throw, Prescott.
And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
124 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Throwing again is Watson.
That's to a man who had some good years in a Cowboy uniform, Amari Cooper.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 37. That one goes for 24 yards. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 20-yard line. Back to throw. Watson.
Right back to Njoku.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. Out of the gun, Watson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Touchdown! David Njoku from 8 yards out. And the Browns have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter.
So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point.
And that will make this a 4-point game. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Throwing, Prescott.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Inside give to Elliott. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Prescott with a throw caught by Lamb.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now Prescott. He gets it to Cooks. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to get the football here at their own 23. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10
at their own 23. They begin this drive with Chubb, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down, and they're going to speed things up here.
2nd down. Here's Chubb again.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
149 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
On 1st down, Watson.
That's to the former Bronco, Jerry Jeudy.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Handoff comes to Chubb, and he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. And again, it's Chubb. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now it's Watson.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Jeudy.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Buying time to his left. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
The handoff to Ford up the middle. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Jerome Ford, a 5-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
And he got in on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more 2-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to, because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Zeke going to get it on the option. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now Prescott. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. To throw is Prescott. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 16. Prescott from the gun. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ferguson. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 43. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. A short one there taken in by Ferguson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This one caught by Osborne, right side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Prescott yet again. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jordan Hicks picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
And Cooks has it over the middle. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe.
Touchdown, Cowboys! K.J. Osborne from 3 yards out. And the Cowboys have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And they'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Now 2nd and 3. Again, they turn to Ford, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And quickly, they get to the line. On the ground, it's Ford. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Watson on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. This is Ford. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
This has been a tremendous drive to this point, and this is all you want, playing with a lead in the 4th quarter. If you can keep the ball on the ground, keep the sticks moving, you're going to be in good shape to finish this one off.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Pierre Strong, a 15-yard touchdown run. And the Browns will add to their 4th quarter lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was Pierre Strong who finished things off with a touchdown run. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now here's a throw. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. Prescott to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 39. To the air again, Prescott. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And the Browns are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, time, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, for that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defensive side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
Draw play to Ford. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. They run with Ford.
And some space here. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Straight ahead is Strong. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in. Touchdown, Browns! Elijah Moore from 8 yards out. And the Browns are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want. But there carries a little extra pressure with that as well because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Possession of the football going back to the Cowboys. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Here's Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Here's 3rd and a few inches. Prescott now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. So a 4th quarter pick 6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner. And I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick 6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead is now 24. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. Off the play fake, Prescott. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Desperation time, Prescott on 4th. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. On 1st down, 4. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On 2nd down, it's Ford, and he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. That is caught. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. Now a handoff up the middle. Ford. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2nd and 7. Throwing now. Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, Charles, no matter what the prognosticators say before the season, whether they think you're going to be good, bad, or somewhere in the middle, you never quite know how week 1 is going to play out. But for them, it has been an impressive performance, and they are well on their way to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, it's a lot like opening up presents, isn't it, partner? You're not quite sure what's inside, but you're hopeful, right? In this case, exactly what they were looking for, exactly what they need.
Hopkins with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for week 1, and one of our early window games here in week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between week 1 and week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Browns, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the
so long
dog
from
pound.
Cleveland.
As we say so long from Cleveland.
The players on your team earned XP. Quickly upgrade your team at the end of each game.
Today, it's the National Football League. It's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns.
With its distinctive swimming pools in the upper deck, there's a look inside Everbank Stadium here in Duval County, Florida. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here come the Jaguars to take over for the first time behind Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback in season number 4.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Going to the air right away, Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. The numbers in last week's contest for Ingram: 5 catches, 56 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
Keeps himself upright. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And Lawrence going to smartly hit the deck here as he is able to pick up the first down in the process. He got 29 yards that time. Motion man left is Kirk. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Another toe for Etienne. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now Lawrence on 3rd and long. That finds the former Raven, Devin Duvernay. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Yeah, we saw that from up here, CD. A tug on the face mask, and the flag comes out.
And we saw that last week they had some defensive miscues like that, and they told us that they had worked hard on it in practice and thought they had it all cleaned up. But obviously the message hasn't really sunk in.
And the Jaguars are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Etienne will get it into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here are the Browns under head coach Kevin Stefanski. Orchestrating the offense will be a man who, of course, won a national title back in his days at Clemson, Deshaun Watson.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. To throw is Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Running for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. Off of play action, it's Watson. Steps away. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 1. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. They'll try the air now with Watson. Rolling to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. And Chubb will try the middle here. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Watson. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up 2nd down. The Browns at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit...
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Amari Cooper. His 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now 1st quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again? There he goes, right side.
Now he's loose at the 40, and he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Running out of the gun with ETN.
And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Making the tackle there, Martin Emerson. You look at this Browns defense.
Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and be the top of your profession. But here's the problem. It's only week 1.
Yeah.
Can they do it 15 more times? If so, then we really got something to talk about.
That's the challenge.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence. That's taken in by the tight end, Josiah DeGuara.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, now Lawrence.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. And this one a 41-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Browns drive about to get started.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Pass complete from Watson to Akins. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down. Watson now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Devin Lloyd, the one to get home and earn that sack.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? He'll look to throw. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And they'll get this across the midfield strike, but still winding up short of the 1st down. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And this is caught. He hits more. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 8.
Here's Watson. Over the middle, complete. It's Moore. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb.
And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Here's Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Amari Cooper with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead is now 14-10. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it's Amari Cooper who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Duvernay in motion. On 3rd down, Lawrence.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At the 34.
He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
46 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3.
They run it again with Chubb.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll try the left side. It's Ford. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though.
And the ball is knocked out, and the Jags grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And a little careless there.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb, and he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Eluding the pressure right. And down inside the 15 he goes. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Chubb. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. They'll give it to Chubb. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. On play action, Lawrence. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Now Nick Chubb and the Browns get set for their next possession. You see the numbers, all those carries. If you get that many carries in the drive, you better finish it with a touchdown. And he did.
Yeah, and deservedly so, right? Because we've seen times like the Carolina Panthers, sometimes Jonathan Stewart to carry the ball all the way down, and then Cam, he's such a great goal line runner, he'll carry it in. But in this case, though, that didn't happen. The fellow lugging the load, he's the one who got to reap the reward.
Yeah, there was no touchdown vulture here.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
89 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that.
And his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Picked up by Juan Thornhill.
And the Browns are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At the 40. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down. And again, it's Chubb. Fights loose. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. Oh, some strong running. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Chubb will get the call running left. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. A give. This is Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns are able to widen their advantage. So he's had a nose for the end zone here in the early part of this season. 2 touchdowns for him now in this one to go along with the one he had in the opener as well.
Yeah, he certainly finds where the goal line is and finds a way to get across it. But you know who else senses it? The guys that block for him. Because he has that instinct, I think they hold their blocks just a little bit longer.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Lawrence's throw going to be caught by Davis. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Here's Lawrence. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Lawrence to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Doug Peterson going to roll the dice here. They will go for it on 4th down. They're going on 4th down. Lawrence. Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
From the gun, here's Watson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Browns are able to add on to their first half lead. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the route is on here in this first half. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And
carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Lawrence will throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
He'll get that underneath Etienne. He's going to pick up the first down and then some.
And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Lawrence going to throw again.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, that is interception number 4 for him, Charles. 4 here in the first half alone, and they're already trailing by 4 possessions.
Makes me wonder, partner, do they just not have any confidence at all in the backup, or do they just have that much confidence in him? Able to throw 4 picks already, they're certainly hoping that he can turn things around and quickly.
Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and it's the Ravens who have the lead in that one. Zay Flowers with a touchdown catch from Lamar Jackson. From there, let's head to AT&T Stadium as we check out the Cowboys at home in Dallas. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. 2 touchdown passes there for Dak Prescott. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Jared Goff has a touchdown pass to his favorite target, Amon-Ra St. Brown. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He's over 100 yards rushing for the game already and found the end zone twice as well.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Boy, 175 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
On first down, it's Watson. Flush to his right.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Now it's Watson. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Throwing again is Watson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw, Watson. Flushed out right. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 30. The 3rd down conversion successful. A gain of 11. To the air yet again, Watson. This will be caught. Judy. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards, the final tally. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half. Just
touchdown. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Here's Lawrence to throw. This one complete to Christian Kirk. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down. A shotgun snap, and again to Etienne. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They go play action with Lawrence. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there at 22. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 32-yard line. Lawrence under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. Finding his way down to about the 35-yard line. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Lawrence. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now Watson. Drops it off for Chubb. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Now it's Watson. A bootleg. There's another catch by the running back, Nick Chubb. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Again, it's Watson. And his throw is incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 30. Again, he'll drop to throw. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down. To throw is Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling.
And Njoku is coming off an impressive season where he set new career highs in catches, yards, and touchdowns. He's a dynamic weapon for this offense.
Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And the Browns are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Watson looks to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal. Watson. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. It's another touchdown pass for Deshaun Watson, his 5th of the afternoon. And the Browns' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.